Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta. And today we're going to be going through conversion. I know we've been waiting for this and we had a couple of little stumbling blocks that we had to get over, but we are now ready to launch this thing. And today we have Joe Daly from Kunversion with us. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic. How's everyone out there?
We are just peachy. And we've also got joining us David Glansrock from Fidelity. How are you this morning, David?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing great. How are you?
Thank you for joining us. We are well. And really looking forward to this training. Joe, thank you so much for taking time to go through this with us. So with that said, Joe, take it away and show us this beautiful and amazing tool and how we're going to use it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time, everyone, out of your busy schedules to take a look at this. I know we've actually kind of stumbled a little bit out of the gate here with getting things up and running, but we're probably about, I'd say, 24 to maybe 36 hours, 1 to 3 business days away from having everything fully ready and launched here for you. What we're going to do here is each office is going to have their own office location, and then each agent will have their own subdomain IDX website as well. And so everything should be up and running. And also bear in mind that we're going to also have some training calls that are going to be scheduled. The training calls are going to be with your client success manager. So anytime Kevin sends out some sort of email about any training, especially these initial trainings, it's imperative if y'all can join in. If you can, I'm sure Kevin records those calls and can pass them on to you. But also there's a training library, and I'll kind of go through that. But what I'd like to do right now here at this time is kind of walk you through the conversion platform, if you will. So we're going to make a front-facing IDX website for everybody. Anytime anybody has a questions, by all means, please raise your hand or let Kevin know what your question is, and I'll be more than happy to stop what I'm doing and kind of walk you through or answer any questions if I can. Yep. So this is the front-facing IDX website, and of course, Kevin can get in there and there's probably about 150 different templates to choose from, and we can change like the background or the pictures or logo location and things of that nature. But I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. Basically, I want to show you most of these front-facing IDX websites are pretty much all the same. They do the same thing. I have buyer leads. I have listing leads. I can send out valuation reports to my listing leads to give them an idea what the MLS or what homes were recently sold in their neighborhoods recently. And of course the platform's going to push for that lead to set up a showing appointment with the showing specialist, which is you guys, the agents out there. What I want to show you here though is the technology, a little bit of the technology that's built into this. So if, let's say I'm on this website, let's say I click on this property right here, you'll notice here that it's going to have your property description, property details. If they want to download the mobile app of your website, or iPhone or iPhone or Android, they can do that. So we actually have a mobile version or a mobile app where they can download the mobile version of the website. So if I'm sitting in the doctor's office and I want to search for properties on your website, I don't have to be tied down to a desktop and laptop computer. I can go ahead and download it and look at properties on my iPhone, iPad, smartphone, so on and so forth. Now, also...
Now, Joe, that's a great thing for the agents to, when they have their client on the phone, to get them to do that, right? To say, hey, go ahead and just download my app, and you can search for properties while you're going through your process, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I encourage. And also, one thing that we will do is when the platform sends out an automated email, so after a lead registers, we're going to send, the platform will send out an automated email to them like, hey, Joe, welcome to, let's say, Optimus Real Estate Brokers, for instance. I'm just going to pick out an example. My name's Joe. I'm the agent. Here's your login. Here's your password credentials. Give maybe some general information about the team out there at Alta. But most importantly, it's going to, at the bottom of the email, there will be another link right there in the email encouraging them to download the mobile app, whether they have iPhone or they have Android phone as well.
That's perfect.
So once the lead actually clicks on a property, let's say they log in, they drive in, whether it's paid marketing that drove them to your website, or maybe you have a Zillow account, a Trillia account, Realtor.com, Google, Facebook, or you can use social media to drive free leads to your website. And I'm going to show you how to drive hundreds of free leads to your website each and every month if you want to utilize social media. But first, what I want to do is once the lead comes to the website, when they click on that first property that they want more information on, you'll notice that I call it a mousetrap, basically. We're trying to catch something here. And the mousetrap we see is please register to continue. Now, if they have a Facebook account or a Google account, they can automatically register. The cookies on their computer normally saves and remembers their login and password credentials for Facebook and Google. If not, though, they can go ahead and put in their email address here. And you'll notice once I put Joe at whatever email server I use, it's going to ask me for my cell phone number as well. So I'm going to put my cell phone number in here. The email address will be my login credential for your website, and the cell phone number will be my password. The reason we ask for those two pieces of information when a new lead registers on your site is what this software will do is on the back end, we're going to go ahead and take the email address that your new lead just registered with. We're going to cross-reference it against 190 social media sites. A lot of people say, well, I'm familiar with, Twitter and Facebook and Gravatar, Pinecrest, Google Plus. There's actually 190 of them out there. I never realized that. But this software is going to run that email address and look for matches, right? We're looking for profile matches, same name, same, face, things of that nature. We also do the same thing with the telephone number as well. So normally within 3 to 5 minutes after a new lead registers on your website, we know whether or not the contact information, email address, and telephone number is even correct or not.
Wow. Now also, Christine is asking, do they have to register the first time, or can we catch them the second time?
You can actually, we encourage you to do it the first time, but if you want, there is a default where you can actually capture it the second time.
That's
Either
awesome.
or. Yeah. Any other questions?
Not this second.
Okay.
But yes, guys, feel free to, of course, continue to ask questions in the chat, and we'll get those answered for you guys.
So as soon as the lead registers, now so we're going to know whether or not the email address and telephone number is correct. The cool part about that is, obviously we're all in sales, right? I'm in sales too. So I get leads the same way you guys do. The only difference is my leads aren't looking to buy and sell homes. Mine are more brokers and agents and team leaders looking to buy real estate technology software solutions to run their businesses. But a lead's a lead. I have to have a contact information. I don't want a Barney Rubble or Fred Flintstone name and number and email address. I can't sell them anything. So what we do is we actually cross-reference the information. About 80% of the leads that you get will all have accurate contact information. But if I register on this site, let's say I give them a good email address, but I just make up a bogus phone number, the platform is going to recognize that that cell phone number is incorrect. And the second time I come back to the realtor's website to look for properties, it's going to prompt me. Another window is going to pop up like this. And what it's going to ask me is, hey, Joe, we need you to update that telephone number before you can continue looking at properties in this MLS feed. And bear in mind, our MLS feeds are updated every 5 minutes. This isn't Zillow or Trillia where it's updated every 12 to 24 hours. A lot of times you get old, bad information. Like I call the realtor about a property I want to invest in here in Atlanta, only to find out it's already pending under contract. But on Zillow, it didn't show me that. It shows me it's available. So, people want to have that updated information. And so what we'll do is we'll prompt them to go ahead and put in a new email address. 80% of them will do it. So 80% of your leads on average should have all accurate contact information. I'm not going to spend a lot more time on this, but what I do want to let you know is once the lead registers, you're going to get an email alert and a text alert once the lead's routed to you to let you know that you have a new buyer lead or listing lead that just registered on the website. If you want, we can even activate a switchboard feature where the platform will call you on your preferred method of contact. For me, mine's my cell phone number. So when I get a new lead, I get the email, I get the text, but there's a lot of times I'm in traffic in Atlanta, or if I'm in California, in San Diego, and I'll be, driving. It's not really safe for me to look at my cell phone at text messages or emails while I'm driving. So I activate the switchboard feature. So when a new lead comes in, my platform will call me on my cell phone. When I look at the cell phone number display on my screen on my car, I notice it's a new lead. So I pick up the phone. The call will go like this. It'll say, Joe, you got a new lead. The lead's name is John Smith. The market is, Atlanta, Georgia. The source of the lead is Google or Facebook or Zillow or Trillium. Any and all lead sources that you realtors use, it all be filtered in here. But the most important thing it's going to ask me is, are you available to take the call right now? Press 1 for yes or 2 for no. And I like to press 1 because I want to get on the phone with a lead within 5 minutes after they've registered on the website. Why? Because if I don't get back to them then, or I don't get back to them in an hour or two, they might just register on another realtor's website in my market. And I want to prevent that from happening. So we try to make the connection with you that once the lead registers, you're going to get an email alert, a text alert, and a phone call to connect you with that lead within 5 minutes so you can build rapport, start building that relationship. And most importantly, I want to qualify the lead, right, and ask them some questions as well.
Absolutely. Our agents are very in tune to getting back to their leads quickly, so they get
awesome.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on the front side of those, but I want to show you now. This is actually the conversion side of the platform, or the CRM portion of it right here. What we're looking at right here now is you're going to see across the top, I can look at dashboard views. I can do some agent things in here if I want to get in here and, add agents or audit my agents or, so on and so forth. I can look at all my different type of leads I have in here. My buyer leads, my recently active leads, buyer leads, seller leads, text leads, information requests. I can import leads. I can export leads. This is for my mortgage company. If I have a preferred lender partner, they can have a page on the website as well. And this would be a settings category where I can get in here and write, build customizable landing pages or squeeze pages or blogs and post blogs on my website. And then we have the a la carte where I can go ahead and if I want to as an individual agent, I can set up my own marketing campaigns on Google or Facebook or with different vendors that do like listing postcards and things like that. I can kind of walk you through that, or you can just click on that a la carte. You can set up your own individual accounts. And of course, we have all the training videos in there as well. So any questions at this point before I kind of dive into this?
Yeah. Bill Morgner from our Palm Springs office is asking, does the system track when these calls are offered and what % are captured and answered?
Yeah, so it does everything. As soon as a lead registers on the site, we capture the information. And actually, every time they log into the platform, your website, and they search for properties, we time and date stamp every single movement they make. Normally, what I do is on my platform, I probably receive probably about 120 leads a month off of mine. And I probably am able to I try to connect with every single one of them. I mean, but I'm only probably connecting with probably about 65, maybe 70% at the most. And the only reason is most of my time is doing what I'm doing right now. I'm either doing demos or doing some sort of training calls. So, yeah, I might get a lead coming in my cell phone while I'm on the phone right now, but I'm not going to stop what I'm doing, right, to pick up the phone and take that lead. But as soon as I finish up, yeah, I'm going to respond back to the lead as quickly as possible.
Excellent.
So what we're looking at right here is I'm looking at a dashboard view of this particular team. It looks like it's a team of about 20 agents. What they do is they actually pay for about a lead total as a team on Google, where they're targeting some really high-end areas or high-end neighborhoods that are like $600,000, $700,000 and up. But if you notice here, they received last month 687 leads. So they're only paying for 160 leads a month on Google. Where do these other 527 leads come from? 75% of the leads that came into their platform, they didn't pay a dime for. And I'm going to you guys as agents, empower each of you agents that if you want to, you can drive as much traffic to your website as you possibly want to. It's going to take a little bit of time and effort on your part to initially set it up, but trust me, it's only going to take a few 4 or 5 minutes for you to do each one of these little campaigns or each one of these pages, which is not much time at all. And then I can blast it on any social media site that I'm a part of.
Excellent. And guys, we'll be doing a lot of training on that kind of stuff.
So when you initially first get your login credentials here, one of the things that we'll ask you is it's going to ask you, like, do you have a Facebook account? The reason we ask you for a Facebook account, if you notice on the front side of the website right here, there's a chat with us feature. We actually synchronize Facebook Messenger. So, for instance, if I continue with my Facebook Messenger account and I turn it on, when somebody comes to that website, if they want to chat with the agent, I can automatically get their chats and chat with that person while they're on the website looking for properties. via the social media, via Facebook. We also will do the same thing on the back end here. So when you log in, it's going to ask you for your Facebook credentials, your user ID on Facebook. And if you want to, you can synchronize other social media sites with this as well, like, LinkedIn or Twitter or, Facebook or Gravatar or Google Plus, any and all of them that you use. And the reason why is you want to be able to drive traffic to your website. So what I'm going to show you here is I'm actually looking at buyer leads right here. For instance, this is actually a buyer lead right here that recently came into this platform. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the lead. It's going to, I can look at I can change profiles. If I want to get in here and say, hey, Joe, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, but I need a 3-car garage and I need a full basement. So if that's something they really want, I'm going to go ahead and put that under their profile. So when this software sends them out automated listing alerts, like maybe a new listing that hits the market tomorrow or next week or next month, I want to make sure it has their exact search criteria, what they're looking for in a new home, the 3-car garage and the basement and so on and so forth. So you can get in there and change all that.
That's amazing, Joe. I really like that feature.
Yeah, it's a great feature because you want to make sure a lot of these some of the CRM platforms I've seen are a little bit limited where you can't put advanced search options in there or things they're looking for. And if I'm a buyer lead and I tell the realtor, yeah, I'm looking for this or that, and I get emails or I'm getting hit with the emails that are new listings in my market, but they're not relevant to really the neighborhoods or what I want in a home, I might lose a little credibility with that realtor and just turn them off or unsubscribe from it. So we want to make sure we're giving them the most accurate information possible and exactly the type of home they're looking for.
Heck yeah.
This would just be alerts if I want to set up property alerts or email automated drip campaigns. And they'll kind of go through all this through the training. Once they really set you guys up, they're going to do a mass trainings with everybody. And it'll be and then anytime we need to set up any additional trainings or any additional calls like this, by all means, Kevin, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to meet with you guys anytime to walk you through anything or answer any questions as well. This is a note section. This would be calls, correspondence. We're going to track every single movement that the lead makes, whether they email or text, and it's going to track it all right there. This would also be if I'm going to go synchronize with my Gmail account or any other email accounts I have. What I really want to show you here is once you actually register on the site, it's going to ask you for what social media sites that you're a part of. Personally, for me, I have about 10,000 followers on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and Google+. Those are the only 4 that I use. But any and all of them you can use. What I want to show you here is how to empower yourself. So we're going to go through this. The trainer's going to go through this and walk you guys through it to show you. But I want to get you excited about this because I'm a salesperson too. And so it's all about leads. The more leads I have, the more opportunities I have, the more I have in my pipeline. The more I have in my pipeline, the more opportunities I have to create sales and transactions. The more transactions I make, the more money I make. I mean, that's why we're all in sales, right? I mean, every morning when I get up in the morning, I look at myself in the mirror, just like you all out there. I know that I'm not going into a job where I'm making X amount of dollars each and every month. I like to look in the mirror and say, all right, Joe, how much money do you want to make today, right? And that's what sales gives us, the opportunity to go out there and earn exactly what we want and not be tied down to a regular type of job. So what I'm going to show you here is this is just a way to build a customizable landing page and squeeze pages. So for instance, I'm just going to go ahead and put my Facebook account, my Twitter. Oops, I misspelled it. Twitter. Also going to put LinkedIn. That's what I'm going to put for now. So I'm just going to put 3 social media sites that I already have synchronized with the software. I'm going to put a hashtag in. I'm looking for buyer leads in my market right now where I'm at. I'm in Atlanta. So I'm looking for buyer leads in Atlanta Country Club. It's a kind of really nice country club community. It runs alongside the Chattahoochee River. $1 million. You can't find a house under $1 million here. So it's all $1 million and up, 1 to 5 million. I'm going to put the zip code in here, 30067. I'm going to put the type of home it is. It is a golf course community. Now I'm going to build a link. Basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a new page on my website, but I'm posting this page on all my social media sites that are under the source. So I have 10,000 followers on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a brand new page on my website. The new page is going to be, if I was using this website to build it, their website address is writeinnyack.com. This new page will be writeinnyack.com / Atlanta Country Club or / Country Club of the South or / a school district or a neighborhood or a street or anything that you want to do, you can do it. I like doing it by neighborhoods because that's how people a lot of times they want to search. At least in my market, they do.
Oh yeah.
The best school districts or, have the best perks or in the best locations. And so when they're in the market to buy a home, they're looking in certain neighborhoods. They just want to know what's on the market and available. So I would build that type of a landing page. And what I would do here is once I build it, it's going to create a new page on my website. So it's going to post it on all my social media sites. So if I'm on my Facebook page and I see Joe, it says on his page, homes for sale in Atlanta Country Club, or, be something like that. Or if it's a new listing I have in Atlanta Country Club, it'll post the picture there. It's going to go ahead and put a little bit of information. When they click on it, it's going to drive them to that exact page I just built. Because once I click on build a link, it's automatically going to build the link. As far as the content's concerned on the page, you really don't have to worry about that because my local MLS and your local MLS, they know exactly how many homes are for sale in Atlanta Country Club right now.
Sure.
So the information's there. It automatically populated. All I'm doing is posting it, sending it out to my social media sites. So if any of the 10,000 people click on it, it's going to drive them back to my website. Once they come to the website, what are we going to ask them to do? We're going to ask them to register. And that's a way to drive new traffic to your website that's free traffic via social media sites.
Unreal, Joe. We will be doing a lot of that.
This is also for your listings as well. So if I want to go ahead and let's say it's a new listing that I have, I can go ahead and put in the address. I put in Facebook, so all my social media sites, I can put the address of the property in here. It'll also ask me for the MLS listing number. So if my new MLS list, I'm just going to make a number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I want to delay the registration, we had that question earlier, right? Here's another spot where you can do it. I want to allow visitors to view properties, or do I want to allow them to be forced to register the second time they come back? They can do that right there. Once I click on build the direct MLS ID link, it's going to build a new link to this new listing that I have. And it's going to post that link on all my social media sites. So rather than me going to my Facebook page, my Google Plus page, and all my other pages individually and posting this stuff, as long as I synchronize those social media accounts with this software, through one click of the button, boom, I just blasted this page out to all my social media sites. And if any of the 10,000 people look at this new listing that I have and say, ooh, that's a nice house or that's a nice location, they click on it, what happens? We drive them to the website. We force them to register. Now I just created a free and a new listing lead for you. So that's the way to do it. And bear in mind that this site is based on behaviors. So it's not just all robotic like most CRM platforms are, where like every 2 weeks it's going to automatically send them out an email, or every month it's going to do this or that. I can kind of get into that a little bit more if we need to, but our software, we're going to set up, I can set up automated email drip campaigns, or even customizable email drips, or even text drips, where I can do mass emails and mass texting to your leads. And I can also build my own customizable email drips as well, even to my existing clients or past clients that I've sold homes to. So for instance, I can say, well, hey, I've got 500 people that I've sold houses to over the last 5 years. Let's say I'm doing 100 transactions as a team or an office. I can send those 100 people and keep them on like an email or text drip. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy holidays, or whatever. And why would I want to do that? Because you never know when that past client that you sold or listed a home for has a family member, a coworker, or a friend that's in the market to buy a piece of real estate or sell a piece of real estate today.
Oh, yeah. You got to stay top of mind, right?
Yep. So I want them to be able to keep, top of mind. I want them to remember me to make the referral. So I would encourage you to set up automated email drips even with your past clients as well.
Heck yeah. Now, Joe, we do have a question from Bill Morgan.
Sure.
So he's asking that, do we need to match how the neighborhood is named on the MLS for it to pull the data?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Because in his market, his example is the Springs Country Club is how PSRAR codes the Springs Country Club. So in the PSR system, it's the Springs CC.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, and then he says to make it more fun, PSRAR codes neighborhoods differently than the Palm Springs Desert Board. So, yes, unfortunately, it does pull from the MLSs and from the boards. So, I guess yes, you would have to use the correct terminology that the board uses.
Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, because we have that issue here in Atlanta sometimes where, you know, we all have certain names for different areas in my market. But you know, I've lived in Atlanta for 30 years now. So, but the MLS doesn't recognize those certain names or areas, right? So,
Right.
people when they're searching for homes in Atlanta, they might look for homes in a certain area that somebody tells them, hey, you want to look at homes in East Cobb, for instance. East Cobb is just a portion of a county, not the whole county, Cobb County, but just a portion of the county that's probably one of the richest areas within Metro Atlanta as far as income and affluence. But, you know, a lot of people will search for homes for sale in East Cobb. Well, the MLS, it just wants to pull everything in Cobb County, you know, for
Right.
you almost have to get to the exact neighborhoods in East Cobb to find exactly what you're looking for, unfortunately, in my market.
Yeah, so you know, in the desert, they've got two boards, and so unfortunately, guys, we're going to probably have to do a little bit of experimenting. As Christine and Bill are asking, which board's it going to pull from? Well, not quite sure, so we'll have to do a little bit of experimenting.
Sure.
We'll figure it out on the fly, guys. Does that answer your question? If not, you know, we can work on that separately.
So basically, what I've showed you is just two examples, you know, that where we can build, we can drive free traffic to your individual websites through social media if you want. Now, if you don't utilize the social media, then you know I would recommend you do.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
No, I'm going to almost mandate that for our agents. They got to be doing that.
And then a couple cool things that we have here is we kind of like, you know, when I first log into my platform, you'll notice at the top here, we'll see like the different red, you know, dots. So this is letting me know as a realtor. I'm actually signed in as Diane to the right here, by the way, one of the realtors on their team. And it looks like Diane has 6 new notifications that are due today. So whether they were like task reminders she said a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, she has 6 of them that are still due or outstanding that she needs to probably finish up before the end of the day. She has 20 outstanding emails. These are emails that came in for people, you know, wanting information about different properties or responding to her emails, and she needs to respond to these 20 emails. She also has 5 scheduled calls that she set up as task calls for today. Then, of course, this is just a reminder to write blogs. We encourage each of our agents to write 2 blogs a month. If you notice here, Diane has written 1 blog this month, and so we're encouraging her to write 1 more blog. Basically, her last blog that she wrote a blog called Open House this Sunday in Nyack. She received 1,213 views off of it. The most popular blog we got going so far this week is a blog up in San Francisco with one of our clients. They wrote a blog that's already got over 10,000 views last week.
Incredible.
And that's just a way to drive more traffic to your website as well through those blogs.
Heck yeah.
So basically, we want to make sure that when a new lead comes in or any outstanding thing that's there, I don't want you to have to spend, 20, 30 minutes diving and rolling around in this platform to find out, what do I need to do today? We want to have it right here on the top, almost kind of dummy proof where, hey, this is exactly my outstanding things I want to do. Now, if you want to take a deeper dive into your leads, if I want to look at like my seller leads or I want to take a look at different leads or my buyer leads, my seller leads, my phone leads. I can do that as well. If I want to look at my activity streams, I can see everybody in real time that's been on this website, on this Diane's website, looking at properties. So 8 minutes ago, she's got a lead called Jason Smith, or Jay Smith, I should say, that was looking at a property. If you notice here on these pictures, you'll notice most of them are like one size. But you'll notice on the second row here, you'll see this one that's like double the size.
Yeah.
The reason it's double the size is I told you earlier that our platform is our automated email drips are set up on behaviors rather than just being like a robotic system where every month or every week or every day we send out some sort of email. Because those CRMs that do that, when they send out irrelevant emails to people, they usually just turn them off and unsubscribe. What this platform is going to do is the reason the picture's bigger is because we actually have some behaviors where when your lead performs a certain behavior, that's a trigger to the platform that this person's engaged, they're looking at properties, and we want to make sure not only do we alert you as the agent that this is low-hanging fruit. Don't miss this opportunity. Basically, this person's looked at this same property 10 times. So this home that we're looking at, the reason the picture's bigger, anytime a lead goes to your website and looks at a property 5 times or more, our platform's going to send out an automated email to that person. Why have they looked at the same property 5 times? Are they showing it to their wife, their family members, mother, father, sister, brother, coworker? They're showing the house to somebody. They've looked at it 5 times. So we want to send an automated email drip out to them that's going to be like, hey, Joe, this is Kevin from Alta Realty team, and I noticed you looked at this property 5 times. When would be a good time for us to set up a time where I can walk you through this beautiful home, right? So it's going to be kind of push an email sent out or a text, however you want to send it out, to kind of push them to set up that showing appointment. So anytime you have those type of people that are performing those type of behaviors, because we don't want to send out automated email drips to the people that registered on your site 6 months ago and never came back. Yeah, they'll get one every now and then, but they're not really engaged. The ones that we want to keep engaged and send out automated email drips are the low-hanging fruit, the ones that are the most active on your website searching for properties, because we want to make sure they're up to speed on all the information they need from us, but also we want to make sure you're aware of their activity as well, so you can reach out to them and get them to the closing tables even quicker.
Excellent. And do we have the ability to customize the language that's being sent out in those automated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you can get in there and you have 100% creative freedom to there's automated ones that are set up in the platform when you first start, but if you can even change all those as well. So
that's great.
What we do is we actually have some best practice ones that we use that work very effectively, that have like really high click-through rates and open rates. Automatically kind of be like defaulted set up on the platforms, but your client success manager will kind of walk through all that with you. And then also what they'll do is they'll show you how to build your own customized ones as well.
So Joe, Joe, that's something that we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be, getting each of our agents to schedule an individual appointment with our customer success manager, correct?
Normally, how they want to do it, though, is I don't know if they'll do it individually with everybody, or what we can kind of push for that. But normally, what they'll do is they'll probably do it by office.
Okay.
Like if I have like 5 agents in this office or 10 agents in that office, they'll just do an office call with each individual office. And then if you can get on the call, that'd be great. If not, we'll also record those calls as well. So that way we can kind of share them with the people that missed out on that opportunity.
Okay, good. And then, the team over here, Courtney and I, we can help the agents individually if they've got problems with,
correct,
setting anything else.
Correct. Yeah, and usually how they like to do it, Kevin, just to kind of keep everything in check, is usually they'll have, like, you and Courtney are going to be the main contacts on the account. So they wouldn't want the agents themselves randomly just calling in every time they had a problem, question, or concern.
Sure.
They'd kind of be filtered through you guys, because you guys are like the admin person on the account. But anytime you guys have a problem, question, or concern and you cannot get a response, because do bear in mind, we got over 15,000 agents on this platform in North America. Yeah. So sometimes, I hate to say this, but sometimes, you're going to get an automated email back to, yes, we got your support or your ticket or question. But sometimes getting that actual follow-up call from a live body might be a day or two.
Yeah.
And it's because the size of these, the accounts. So, but anytime you guys have a problem, question, or concern, Kevin, you got my number. You can always shoot me an email or a text, and I'm pretty much available. I'm on the East Coast, but even last night I got your email when you sent it to me, 10 o'clock or whatnot. So I'm always available, usually to answer any questions, or if you can't get an immediate response from your client service or client success manager.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Yep. Any other thing, Kevin, that you think I should touch on before on this call here? How much time do we have? I don't want to go over my time.
We normally go till 9, but I think it would be great to show. I think most everybody on the call has an account set up, but if you could maybe go through setting up an account, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. So let's do this. Let's go back to our agent dashboard. Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Oh, and then one other question from Christine.
Yeah.
She's asking, can a user create the parameters for their search when they're, if they want to search for...
you kind of broke up there. You still there?
Yep, I'm here. I'll re-ask the question. Christine asked if a user can create the parameters for their search. Like, I want to look for properties with a pool or something.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So what we can do is when I was under the lead, I really didn't kind of dive into it too much. I just kind of went over the screen kind of fast. But under profile, when I'm actually in a lead, I can actually look at the profile of the lead, and I can get in there and change anything. And so, for instance, if that lead's looking for, like I said, like a 3-car garage or a basement or a pool, or maybe they say they want a waterfront property or something that might be special to them, I can include that in, so that way when we're pulling information from your local MLS of properties that meet their search patterns or properties that they were interested in, the platform will only send them emails with new property alerts if they meet those specific things they're interested in. And you'll have the liberty to kind of get in there and change them and add things to it as well.
Excellent. And of course, when they do their preliminary search, they can also select the parameters for their search that they're looking for on your website, right?
Yes, they can do that on there. They can get in there and build save search and pick favorite properties and do it themselves. Sometimes people will not do it initially.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So what we do is our platform actually tracks every single movement they make. Like, for instance, let me take you back to a lead here and show you. I'm going to grab, let's just grab a lead here.
Yeah. So Christine, when they do the preliminary search, they can certainly search for certain parameters. One of those parameters, when the client is searching, could they specify that they want only properties with pools?
Correct. Yes.
Great.
Yes. So if you notice right here, I'm just giving you an example. This is actually just a lead that just registered not too long ago. If you notice, next to these leads gives us an activity summary on the right. Basically, we keep track of every single movement they make on your website. So they have the ability that they can get in here and build like save searches on your websites or maybe pick favorite properties. But if they fail to do that, it's okay. Because what our site will do is it's really it's just, it's got the artificial intelligence built into it that most CRMs have today, where we're going to track every single movement they make. And if you notice, this lead registered today, they've looked at 6 properties today. And of course, we're going to give a weekly view, how many views, and even a total view. So of course, that number is going to go up because they just registered today. But like if they come back tomorrow and they look at 5 more properties, then the week view number will be 11. But what we're doing in the background is we're tracking those 6 properties. And so we know that the average home price, based on the average home price of those 6 homes they looked at, if the agent's charging 3% commission, we know that the revenue generated on this particular lead to the realtor could be $10,499 in commissions. Excellent. So even if they save their own, save searches and all, this platform will track every single movement they make. It'll keep track, and it's so sophisticated. We don't just look at the 3,000 square foot homes that have 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths and 2-car garages. We actually look for homes also that look the same. So when our platforms, when our dashboard and this software scans your local MLS, we're not just looking for properties that meet the square footage and bedroom size and cost the same amount of money. But if they're looking for houses, let's say one just came off the market, I can put in there and I can find properties that look the same. You see what I'm going with that? Yeah. Like properties that look the same, like they're Tudors or they're different style homes. It'll pull out all the different style homes that look that way in your local MLS as well. So it's pretty cool stuff.
That is amazing. Yes, that is very intuitive.
So basically what this is doing here is it's letting me know that this person's looked at 6 properties, mostly single family with 3 beds and 2 baths for around $349,000. It's showing us that the lead first signed up today. She's active. The lead was generated by, it'll show you where the lead came from as well. So the lead came from there. They actually have a pay-per-click campaign on Google that we talked about that drives about 160 leads a month to their website. And that's where this lead came from. So it'll show you exactly where every one of these leads come from. I can get in here, and if I want to do a quick action, like send an email or a text or Facebook chat with the lead, if I want to look at maybe their Facebook profile or LinkedIn profile or Google Plus, I can get in there as well and do that.
That is amazing. And so guys, you're starting to see why we've changed over to this platform. This basically makes the Real Geeks CRM look like something that children use. So this is a really, really huge upgrade for us.
Yeah, and I've not even really tapped into any of this yet, guys. I don't want to kind of overwhelm anybody. Probably only showed you about 5%, 10% of what's here.
Right.
Not that you use every single feature and functionality here, but try to show you the things that I would need to know if I wanted to start working leads right now, right? I need to know how to find the leads. I need to know how to change profiles or add more information, or if I find out their dog's name is Charlie and their husband's name is Sam and they got 3 kids, I might want to put that information in there so when I call them back or whatnot, I can have that information in my notes. But if you notice, this is just another screen letting me know on my dashboards. I still, like I showed you earlier at the top, there's another dashboard, my quick action menus where, I still got the 5 calls. Here's the last lead that just came into my platform. I can look at this lead right here that just registered a few moments ago. Or I can go back and I can kind of get an idea of, here's some videos or Facebook mastermind groups. And here's my recently active leads. All the leads that recently are looking on my website right now, looking at properties in real time. I can see who's exactly doing those things. These are my new leads. These are my recently active leads. These are my hottest leads. These are the leads that have been logging into my platform, the most. Over the last week or month, and it shows me how many notifications they've received, how many property notifications, and they keep coming back and they're clicking on those links. These are going to show me any missed calls that I have. So remember, anytime a new lead comes in, I'm going to get an automated email, a text alert, and a phone call. So it'll let me know about any calls that I missed. These are any text. These are all the new texts that I have. So I can kind of look at that right there. And this is just going to show me any upcoming reminders that I have as well.
Outstanding, Joe. So I think maybe the last thing I want you to maybe touch on is the way that Kunversion will manage, so you guys are going to be managing our Facebook and our Google AdWords campaigns for us, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin. Yeah. So what we're going to do here, what we're going to do here is we actually have a couple different things you can do now. I think right now don't we have a Facebook account that's set up or going to be set up, Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we're going to do here is, let me give you an idea. So this is we can actually go to like Facebook, and what we're going to do is now you guys have that. This is the cool thing about our platform. Most CRM platforms, most of the companies have like a team account or a company account. Well, they'll have an advertising budget for the whole team, and they'll kind of route leads to the individual agents. But the cool thing about this is if you guys want to get in here and start your own marketing campaigns on an individual basis on Google or Facebook, you can dive right in here and do that. So you might say, well, Joe, I want to start a $200 a month campaign on Facebook. And the cool part about it is you can pick the exact neighborhoods or areas that you want to target. Now, you guys being realtors as long as you have, I'm sure you've done other lead generation before. To kind of give you an idea how this works is most people I'm sure are familiar or know somebody that's used like Zillow or Trillia or Realtor.com before. I'm going to kind of pick on them for a minute. And I've got realtors that use those companies and they make an ROI with them. So that's anything bad about them. But what I'm saying is they always ask the realtor, give me zip codes that you want to target. So you buy the zip code, and they'll give you buyer or listing leads in the zip code. Well, here's the problem with buying zip codes. You guys know as well as I do that in the zip code that you're all sitting right now, I can guarantee you that every home for sale in your zip code's not the same amount. I'm sure we have affluent neighborhoods or affluent homes for sale in your zip code. I'm sure we have average price point homes for your zip code on the market right now. And I bet I can find some below average homes that are on the market right now that are below what the average transaction goes for your county. But when you buy leads by zip codes, that's exactly what you get. You get anything from the top to the bottom and everything in between, good, bad, and ugly. Personally, for me, if I was a realtor, I'd want to be able to target the exact neighborhoods where I want all my buyer and listing leads to come from. Meaning that if I give them 20 areas or 20 neighborhoods or 20 subdivisions or 20 streets or 10 school districts where I know the most affluent neighborhoods in my market are around, then you'll only be sent leads in those neighborhoods that you want your buyer and seller leads to come from. Those other areas in your zip code that are maybe less desirable or maybe just, economically disadvantaged and you don't want to sell a home in those neighborhoods, you won't even get a lead in that neighborhood. So what we'll do is we'll only target the neighborhoods that you want all your buyer and listing leads to come from. And you can go down, like I said, you can give them zip codes if you want. But personally, I find that my realtors that actually take that advice and actually narrow it down to exact neighborhoods that they want their buyer and listing leads to come from, because in certain neighborhoods what the average transaction of homes are bought and listed for. So if you want to have higher transaction amounts at the closing tables, most of my clients that do this, they average about a 30% higher transaction rate at the closing table than they do on Zillow, Trillia, and Realtor.com leads. So you give yourself a raise every time you make a sale because you can actually target higher, more affluent areas in your market. And when those houses do close, of course, it's all about commissions, right? We're all going to make more money in the end.
Heck yeah. And one question that I've got about we'll have the different offices. Will the team leaders in each area be able to see the agents in their particular in their market and be able to monitor them? Excellent.
Yeah. So each agent, each office manager will be able to. They'll kind of be like in groups in the CRM. So, like from your viewpoint, Kevin, as an administrator, when you look at it, you can look at it by office views, or you can also look at it from an overall view, Alta, like an Alta view, right? I just want to see what everybody, what do we have in, how many transactions we got, or how many in escrow we got, or how many leads that each of my agents get, and what's the percentage of leads that they reached out to or called or set up appointments and even closings. Just going to track every single movement percentage of, all the way through the closing process with your agents and the leads. But the office managers, if we set them up as administrators as well, they'll also have privy to that information where they can kind of look at those pipeline stats and call reports and things of that nature.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, perfect. Well, Joe, unless anybody else has any other specific questions, I think this was a really good overview of what the tool is going to do for us. Cool. We'll be doing many more trainings. I'll be doing trainings probably once a week on a particular aspect of conversion. So we continue to just make sure we're using all the tools. As Joe said, we've probably only scratched the surface here and only seen, a small percentage of what this can actually do. So yes, Bill Morganer, this is a game changer. Absolutely. Good point. So with that said, we always like to keep these short. One last thing, David Glansrock, you're still with us, correct? Nope, looks like David popped off. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being on this training. Looking forward to having you guys on the next training, and I will get back to each and every one of you via email and let you know when the accounts have been set up properly, and then we can all go in there and we can start optimizing them and start making some more money here.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for having me today. You have a blessed day.
Heck yeah, Joe. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
Bye, guys.
Bye.